So I'm a diehard cat person. I just got a dog, though, about a year and a half ago. A little Shih Tzu pug mix from the shelter, Delilah, very cute. Yeah, but she's not housebroken yet, right? So I got to put all those blue pee pads all over the house. Yeah, so far the only one using them is me.
The San Francisco Comedy Competition was a pretty big deal when I was coming up the ranks in comedy. I'm not sure if it is now, but I just Googled it, and it's still going on in its 44th year. So I'm guessing it's still a pretty big deal. About 20 years ago, though, I decided to enter it, so I sent in my VHS tape. Yeah, and a couple weeks later, right before I was moving to Los Angeles, I got the call that I was in. Yay! It was perfect timing, because the competition was starting about a week after I'd be in LA. I had a gig that I'd have to reschedule, but I went ahead and said yes to the competition. Then I called the booker and said I need to reschedule it. And he said that he usually would be mad at someone for trying to reschedule one of his gigs, but he totally understood that the competition was huge. So no problem, we could figure it out and work out new dates. Yay! Now, as I remember it, the competition had about 12 comics, and we competed 7 nights at a different venue each night. That was either in San Francisco or loosely around San Francisco somewhere. Each comic, I think, got like 5 minutes on the show, and every night the audience would vote on the top 3 comics from that night. I think there was a point system or something, so at the end of the week, the comedian who had the most points, because they'd been in like the top 3 the most nights, won. I can't remember if there was money involved, but it was very prestigious. Winning it or just being part of it was a really nice credit for your comedy career. We, of course, had to get ourselves to San Francisco, and we weren't being paid to be in the shows, but I think we did get a free hotel or at least a few of the nights. The other nights we were on our own to find our own place. My mom insisted that I call some cousins of hers, Bud and Fran, who I'd never met. They lived in downtown San Francisco, though. So I called and we connected, and I ended up staying with them for one of the nights. They were just great. They even came out to one of the shows, and Fran and I have since become good friends. The venues could be 50 miles or more apart. I remember one night was in a casino, and one night was in kind of a bar-type place, and another was in a jazz club right in the heart of San Francisco. And then I think there was a college cafeteria, and there was a theater in there somewhere. I drove up and met the comics. A really funny comedian, Jim Connolly, was the MC. I think he did the competition the year before. And the other comics I remember are Don Friesen and Sharon Houston. Sharon came with a couple of her friends, Ron and Maurice. Ron was an actor in LA, and Maurice was a singer in New York. Now, the first night of the competition, I did well, but I didn't place. But Ron and Maurice came up to me and said how much they really enjoyed my show, which made me feel really good. On most of the other nights, I also did well, but I only ended up placing in the top 3 on one of the nights. Bummer. And one of the nights, though, I didn't do well at all. Yeah, the next morning, I was walking across the parking lot, and I ran into Ron and Maurice. They again said how much they really liked my humor. And then Ron asked how long I'd been in L.A. I said a week, and I didn't really know anyone. So Ron said, well, we can be your first friends. It was really nice. The week wrapped up, and Don Friesen ended up winning it. It was his second time winning the contest. He's very funny if you get a chance to check him out. But I enjoyed myself and made some new friends, and it was a really nice way to ease myself into my new life in Los Angeles. I got a call the next year to get in it again, but I was already booked and working a lot, so I just didn't feel like I could take the time off to do the competition. The takeaway from this is, just because you don't win something or come out in the top group, it doesn't mean that it wasn't successful. I made some new friends, both comedians and regular people, and I got into a prestigious competition. Plus, I met some new fun relatives, and I had a great time. So it really all worked out well. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Feel free to check out my website, theworklady.com. This is Jan. Take care and enjoy your journey.